For millennia, humanity gazed at the heavens, convinced of a cosmic order. The earth, solid and unmoving, sat at the very heart of creation, a truth as unshakable as doctrine itself. But in 1543, from the quiet study of a Polish scholar named Nicholas Copernicus, a radical seed of doubt was sown. His meticulous observations, whispered in defiance of centuries of belief, began to reveal a universe far more complex, far more surprising. What if, he dared to suggest, the sun, not the earth, was the true center? What if our planet was merely one of many celestial bodies, faithfully orbiting that brilliant star? This wasn't just a new theory. It was a seismic shift, a revolution that would shatter established thought and forever redefine our place in the cosmos, ushering in a new era for astronomy. The year is 1854. Beneath the dusty skies of the Ballarat goldfields, a spark of defiance was igniting. For months, discontent had simmered. Miners, digging for Australia's future fortunes, were burdened by an unjust tax. A license fee, they felt, was a constant reminder of their subservience. This was more than just a tax. It was a symbol of their lack of representation, their lack of a voice. Then, rebellion brewed. Inspired by a newfound unity, they raised the iconic Eureka flag, a symbol of their struggle. They built a makeshift fortress, a stockade of timber and hope. But their stand for freedom was met with brutal force. In a pre-dawn raid, government troops stormed the stockade. The clash was swift, bloody, and tragic. Dozens died on that fateful morning. Yet, in the ashes of this violent confrontation, a new ideal was born. The fight for freedom that would ultimately shape the very foundations of Australian democracy. The Industrial Revolution was a forge of innovation, yet one vital material remained stubbornly elusive: affordable, high-quality steel. Iron production, though established, was costly and prone to imperfection. But in 1856, a visionary named Henry Bessemer dreamt of a radical solution. Imagine this: a blast of air, forced with incredible pressure through molten pig iron. This wasn't just air, it was a catalyst. It furiously oxidized the impurities, transforming the brittle metal into something entirely new. Suddenly, steel wasn't a luxury, but a strong, abundant, and remarkably cheaper commodity. This single invention didn't just improve metal making, it reshaped the very fabric of our world, paving the way for soaring skyscrapers, sprawling railway networks, and the expansion of empires, truly forging the modern age. Imagine a world buried beneath centuries of mud and peat, a silent testament to lives lived long ago. In 1973, at the windswept Roman fort of Vindolanda in Britain, archaeologists unearthed something extraordinary. Not gold, not jewels, but something far more precious: wafer-thin wooden tablets preserved by the waterlogged earth. Scratched onto their surfaces in ancient Roman script were messages from the frontier. These weren't grand pronouncements of emperors, but the intimate details of daily existence: letters from wives to husbands, invoices for supplies, even a birthday invitation. Most astonishingly, a soldier's plea: "Please send more beer." For the first time, we heard the direct voices of those who guarded the edge of the Roman Empire, offering an unprecedented glimpse into the mundane, yet vital, fabric of Roman life. Stockholm, 1628, a day of triumph, or so it seemed. Sweden's pride, the magnificent warship Vasa, a floating fortress built to project power, was ready for her maiden voyage. A royal audience had gathered to witness this spectacle, a symbol of burgeoning Swedish might. But as the ship moved from the harbor, disaster struck with chilling speed. A slight gust of wind, a subtle shift of the cannons, and the unthinkable happened. The Vasa, far too top-heavy, heeled over. Water surged through her open gun ports. In mere minutes, this symbol of power vanished beneath the waves, sinking in full view of the shocked onlookers. It was a catastrophic, ignominious end to her very first sail. Yet 333 years later, the Vasa would resurface, a remarkably preserved ghost from the past, offering an unparalleled glimpse into a lost era. Imagine a world where your deepest beliefs could cost you everything. For centuries, Christians in the vast Roman Empire faced brutal persecution. Then, in 313 AD, a seismic shift occurred, one born from a vision on the battlefield. Emperor Constantine, on the eve of the pivotal Battle of Milvian Bridge, saw a divine sign, a promise of victory. And victory he found. Partnering with co-emperor Licinius, he issued a decree that would echo through millennia, the Edict of Milan. This wasn't just a policy change, it was a revolution in religious freedom. For the first time, all faiths were declared tolerated, and the relentless persecution of Christians finally ended. Churches, once hidden, now flourished, laying a foundation for an empire that would shape the East for 1,000 years, forever changing the trajectory of human history. Imagine the scene. Dublin Castle, 1907. A city abuzz with anticipation for the arrival of King Edward VII. But as the royal party prepared to welcome their monarch, a chill swept through the ancient walls. The magnificent Irish crown jewels, symbols of centuries of sovereignty, had vanished. Locked away in the secure Bedford Tower, guarded by vigilant sentries, they simply disappeared. It was a scandal of the highest order, a mystery that plunged the castle into chaos just days before the king's arrival. Whispers of conspiracy and daring theft filled the air. Could it have been the Duke of Argyll's own nephew, a man with access and a taste for the audacious? Despite intense investigations, no arrests were ever made, and the glittering regalia has never been seen again. This audacious heist remains one of Ireland's most enduring unsolved mysteries, a phantom echo of lost treasures.